Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome on into the studio. It's ClayShare Day. And we have made it to almost the end. This is the last demo we have planned for you in honor of ClayShare's fifth birthday. So fun today. We've had so many great presenters, tutorials, and lots of good info coming to you all. We still have all the giveaways, and the list just keeps growing. I'm not going to take any more sponsors giveaways. That's it. There's just too many things. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I have a full page worth and a half now. So there's a lot of things happening. Like we have $100 gift certificates to Speedball. We got 5 of those. Clayscapes is doing 4 $50 gift certificates. Learn Fired Arts is doing 4 $50 gift certificates. Sand Bow Studios is doing 3 $50 gift certificates. GR Pottery Forms is doing 3 $50. $50 seems to be a thing. And that's not like a tiny bit of money. That's a big deal. We're giving away sets of diamond core tools. We're giving away gift certificates to Daylaw Designs. Amico's giving away a pack of underglazes. Colors for Earth is doing color concentrate kits. We are giving away rolling pins. Rolling pins you can't even buy because we sell out in minutes. It's crazy. And we also have 33% off all of our downloadable rim templates. And premium members get an extra discount on top of that. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the rim templates. All right, so a little over a month ago, we made available these downloadable rim templates. So when you purchase these templates, you download them, and then you print them out. You can print them out on paper, and then take your paper versions and transfer them onto craft foam and cut them out, or transfer them onto plywood or another type of board and cut them out with a jigsaw or a bandsaw. Or if you have access to a CNC machine or a laser cutter, or have a friend who has those, they can go ahead and cut them for you, like I have these here. You could also use a 3D printer and print them as cutters that way. Now, I always use the laser cut versions because I have laser cutters, because we make rolling pins, so I happen to have those. It's just like the side benefit, so I can make myself rim templates. But not everybody has a laser machine. And for those folks, my suggestion is do what I have done for decades. Yeah, I know, I could say decades now. It's crazy. Time just flies. I use craft foam. And so when you download the templates, you get them in all the sizes. They match up with so many of GR Pottery's forms. And you just, this one I cut out with my Cricut. So if you have a die cutting machine, like a Silhouette or a Cricut or a Brother, Scan and Cut, or any other company that does it, you just feed in your little, what is it called, a mask? What is the thing called that we hold our craft foam on? Mat. The mat. Feed in the mat, and it cuts it, and so you get these. And for the great big ones, well, guess what? You print out 2 halves, and with the magic of tape, tape them together. So you can make them as big as you want. So there's no limitations. Nothing's going to hold you back from being creative. Now, I have classes on ClayShare teaching you how to make your own templates. So you don't have to buy rim templates, but sometimes it's really nice to have a design that's already done for you, and you don't have to think about it. You just take it and use it. Easy peasy, right? So the new one that premiered today, actually I think it came out yesterday, is the cloud design, and that's this one. And here's a finished plate done with it, and it looks like a cloud. Like it's got the little bump, big bump, 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 back to the little bump on the top. And this is a really great one. It's very fun. It has kind of this casual look to it, so it lends itself to many different surface decoration techniques. And it's one of my faves, and that's why we brought it back. Now, we also have the Avalon, and I want to show you this because here's Avalon done with a round form. Here's Avalon done with a hex form, so I don't know if you can see in there. Actually, you can tell from the back. I use a hexagon GR Pottery form for this one, but it's the same template. So you can basically use it with any template, any form. If it fits inside the template, you can use it. Here it is with a square. So you can again tell from the back, it was a square, and it's just really fun. Now, we've designed these to work perfectly with GR Pottery forms, but if you have other forms, you can use them with that. Or wooden plaques, or make your own, I don't know, whatever you got. The Marigold, it's a really fun one. I'll show you the back of that, which actually has my daisy pattern on it, which we just brought back, the daisy rolling pin. And then here's the holiday lace. And then we have another one called Dandelion that is still waiting to get glazed. All right, let's put these to the side and let's talk about what we got going on here, and let's make some plates. Oh, and should I tell you that we've done the ones for the spherical rectangles? We did. And here they are. And they're already pre-sized, so you don't have to worry about the sizing. It's already figured in for you to match with the GR pottery forms. And the great thing about these ones that we did that are the handled platter shape is they work with all the GR pottery forms, spherical rectangles, the regular rectangles, the rounded rectangles, every rectangle you can get. Now, Jeff just came out with these two little babies today, and we're gonna make rim templates to match them, and they'll be part of the set. So if you've purchased this set already, guess what, folks? As soon as we get the files made, we will put them in the same pack. You just go ahead and update your download. You don't pay again. So if you've already bought these, you're going to get the rim templates for these as well. So when Jeff does that and comes out with a new shape in a series, if we've already got a template out there, we're just going to update it and give it to you. So you don't have to buy it again. You already bought the set once. That's enough. We're going to give you more. Who else gives you presents on their birthday except ClayShare? That's right. Nobody. So Jeff did these in his demo earlier, and I'm not going to repeat, but I will use them in my own demos down the line. We're going to use the cloud one tonight, and let me quickly show you. These have to be glazed, but I wanted to show you the platters. Folks were asking. These are bisqued. They do need the glaze on them. But you can see how fabulous are these with those side-handled platters. So you can use the spherical rectangles, you know, with other rim templates, or you can make this side-handled. I'm going to put these to the side, put the side handles to the side so that they don't get broken before I can glaze them. All right. Now, I'm going to do the cloud because that's the new one, right? And I am going to use this right here. So this is the 12.5-inch rim template right there. And I have got a board with a bit of clay that I rolled out to about 3/8 of an inch already. So it's good to go. Let me make some more room. And I'm going to let you guys pick the shape we make the inside. And Kevin's doing the moderating. I don't have comments, so I just want to let everybody know that he's going to be moderating tonight. Not me. Oh no, I'm going to moderate myself. All right, so you all can pick. Here's the cloud, 12-inch cloud. Do I make it with the 11-inch circle, right? So you'll get something about like this, right? Or do we mix it up a bit and use the 9.5-inch spherical square? I already know what I'm doing, so I'm letting you pick what you want to see out of courtesy. It is the ClayShare birthday. I'm doing the square. I'm going to let you pick and then do what I want. You have all the rim templates. Square, square, good. You guys are correct. You all get gold stars because that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do the square. It's been a long day, and it's been a very good day. It's been so much fun. You know, most people take their birthday off, but we go ahead and we do this big day-long conference, basically. But we have so much fun doing it. If we didn't, we wouldn't be doing it, right? And the Instagram folks are here to join us. So you download a rim template to cut out in craft foam? You know what? They're downloadable. And if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette or any other die cutter, you can cut them out on that. You could also just print them out on paper, which is what I did for many years, and then trace. You know, then you cut it out on the paper, lay the paper on your craft foam, trace it out, and then cut your craft foam out. It works. And that's a way I did it for many, many years. And it's a great way to do it. You know, you don't have to buy extra equipment. But many people have die cutters these days. And so if you have one, why not take advantage of it and use it? You know, we saw this morning with Del Good when he joined us doing the speedball demo, and he uses, well, he uses a big vinyl cutting machine, but you could use your Cricut to cut vinyl to make your own stencils. So he was sharing that. All right, so I've smoothed this clay out. It's good to go. And you know what texture we're going to use? I'm going to be using the 12-inch Scandi birds, and it's called Scandi because it's Scandinavian birds. So the two new pins we have right now are the 7-inch Daisy and the 12-inch Scandi birds. That's the two. And we put them up, 2 batches of them today, and they sold out in like a minute, each one. We're going to keep making them, but keep in mind that each pin takes an hour to cut on a machine. And there's only so many hours in the day, and people can only work so many hours before they just die. So I'm going to make as many as I can, but it's limited, right? But we're going to do it until everybody gets one. Now, the Scandi Birds is only a 12-inch right now, and I don't know if I'm going to do a 7 with it because, okay, you do that. Because the Scandi Birds has so many details in it, if I cut it down to 7 inches to keep the size, you're going to lose this detail. And this isn't a repeat pattern situation. It's a unique pattern the whole way through. So I really don't know if I will do, it won't look like this if I do a 7-inch Scandi Birds. Just letting you know, you're going to miss some good stuff. And I can't help that. But, you know, we'll see what we can do. And then the Daisy we have is a 7. I don't have it as a 12 yet. Just because it's smaller doesn't mean I just blow it up bigger to fit the 12. I have to redraw them to make them work because the diameters are different and the lengths are different. So I got a little more time to spend to get this right, but we'll get it. We'll get it. All right, you find your templates on ClayShareMarket.com. That's where you get them, exactly. And this slab was about 5 pounds, I would say, that I rolled out. It came from 12 pounds. I rolled the whole thing out into a sheet, but I've already used a little more than half. All right, let's talk about rolling pins. 12 inches long. If we push on our handles, you could get bowing, and you might not get really good impression all the way across for the longer pins. If you have a 10-inch pin or shorter, you can roll with the handles no problem. But when you get into these 12-inch or bigger, they're so big, to get even pressure, it just works best to roll from the barrel. And I got stuff on my clay. Let's go ahead and, all right, so I'm just going to roll. And because you want to always have your force going down, taller folks will be at an advantage. Those of us who are a little shorter will have to do either using a step stool, which I often do, because you want to get up on top of it to force the pressure downward to get a good impression, right? Have I said that more than 100 times in ClayShare? Probably. So there, you roll it in. And then now we are going to just roll a little bit. So I'm just really putting pressure only on this end of the roller. And then I'll do the same thing up here. And I'm not worried about the design lining up as far as, you know, this swatch here versus that. But you could, if you want to. We have it designed so there are registration marks that you could use. So this right here, you could line this up and start it. So there's the Scandi Birds, which many of you know from my underglaze decal design and love, and it's possibly my favorite rolling pin that I've done. I know I say that every time, but can you blame me? Look at this. Oh, Catherine got them this morning. You got the new designs. Yeah, we put them up and they went in a record speed. So I'm going to pick the place I want to put my template, and I could put it anywhere, but I like it here, so I'm going to put it there. And you can use a knife. Just keep in mind, if you're cutting with a knife, when you come into this corner right here, you just want to lightly curve outwards. You don't want to do a sharp cut in, because what you can do is make this cut that will stay, and it can actually turn into a crack later on. So if you get cracking, it's these sharp inward cuts that give us the trouble. So you could use a needle tool to alleviate that. It's just needle tools tend to tear more than cut, and you get rougher edges. They do work. Okay, so there we cut that out, and I have got a board here off to the side that I'm going to just take and lift my beautifully cut. Look at this. This right here is just, look at that. Just that is, I just love looking at it. It's okay to love your work. You should. I'm going to set that to the side. We're going to use that later. And we're going to do the square, the spherical square. The rolling pins are gone already. They sold out in a minute. 1 minute. It was insane. We made rolling pins for days leading up, and they sold out like crazy. So we are out of stock. I got to make more. So I'm just lining this up, getting it approximately centered. You know, you could use a ruler and measure your edges. I eyeball it, and I'm usually pretty happy with the result that I get, but if you find you're not happy with what you're doing, then maybe use a ruler. There's nothing wrong with using those tools. That's why we have those things, right? We have the tools to help make the job easier. And now I'm going to grab a wear board, line this up, and we're going to flip the whole thing over. I see a bunch of people asking about quarterly sales. We have no plans in the future for a quarterly sale. The last one was very difficult for our daughters who were helping out with the rolling pins, so difficult that they basically don't want to do it anymore. It put too much pressure and stress on them, and I really, you know, I don't want to do that to them. So quarterly sales are currently not happening. I don't know when or if they'll come back. Okay, so now we've got this on a board, and the board could have been a little bigger, but that's all right. We're just going to take and gently pull towards us. And you know, you could use a sponge to do this. How am I doing on time, folks? Is someone keeping track of me so I don't run over? What times did the pins go up? We put them up this morning around, what is it, 9, the first batch?
Yeah, right around 9.
And then we put a second batch up
At
lunchtime, yeah, and they just went. But we'll keep at it, you know, that's how it is. And those of you who are despairing that they won't get one, we currently have 3 laser machines working every day, almost all day. We next year are going to consider adding on and maybe finding another building and actually expanding the rolling pin business into a much bigger company that we will basically manage but won't be making, so we'll have employees. So long-term plan for the rolling pins is to be able to make as many as people want. So I know right now it's hard, but we make 140 rolling pins a week, and they sell every week, and they just go. We thought it would slow down. We've made, I don't know how many total since we started making rolling pins, thousands of rolling pins, and they just sell, and we make more, and we're going to keep doing it. But it might be till next year before we really can catch up. Because I don't want the rolling pins to distract from what I do on ClayShare. And sometimes it tends to. You got a daisy, but you had to act fast. I'm glad you got it. Yeah, so you can place the square differently. So I went with these corners, but you could have rotated it a little bit. You could put it here. I mean, it's entirely up to you. Now I'm going to use this foot maker. Oh, and Kevin, that's good. I'm gonna actually, I'll talk about that too. Folks were asking about doing the craft foam templates with their Cricut or with their die cutter, and we did in a Good Morning ClayShare a few weeks ago a tutorial on how to do that. So if you are struggling and you don't know how to use a Cricut or another die cutter to make your rim templates, you should go and watch that Good Morning ClayShare broadcast. You know, we do 3 live broadcasts each week. 2 of them are for premium members, so that's private. That's Good Morning ClayShare and Prime Time. So that's only for premium members. That's one of what you get with your ClayShare membership. And then we have ClayShare Live, which is Wednesdays at 5, and that's free and open to the public. It's like what we're doing today. And that's a really great chance to introduce people to pottery that maybe don't know that they could make pottery. A lot of folks don't think they can. And I found when I was teaching college classes at night, I would also teach adult classes to just the community. And I would have folks come in that were in their 70s that they told me their whole life they wanted to make pottery, but they never thought they were talented enough to do so. And they're finally doing it because they wanted to try it, even if they didn't have talent. And I looked at them and I would say to every single one of them that anybody can make pottery. It's not about talent. It's just having the will and the desire to do so. And so by the end of those classes, I would have students that would make full dinner sets, teapots, mugs, platters, you name it, we made it. And, you know, these are folks that waited their whole life because they didn't think they could do it. And in just 6 weeks, they'd made more pottery than most people make in their lifetime. And so that's, you know, one of the most rewarding things about being a teacher is when you have students come to you that really want to learn and didn't think they could do it. And so I do these lives, I do the ClayShare lives, and I don't have to. I mean, I don't have to put them out there and do them, but I love teaching and I love seeing people discover that they can make something and that they can be creative and they can, you know, achieve those dreams they've always wanted to achieve. And that's why I do it, you know, and that's really the heart of ClayShare. So I just made a little foot using my foot maker, which is a tutorial I think it's on YouTube, it's also on ClayShare. And we're just going to smooth this down. Now we're at a point where I think this is probably so big it needs to have a second foot ring in the center. If you don't put that second foot ring, you can get sagging. And we actually saw today, Ying Zhu did for Sandbow Studios an amazing plate demo. I have like a couple demos that were amazing today that just kind of really inspired me. And hers was one of them. And she put that second foot ring on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take what's left of this. I'm going to cut it. And we'll slip and score and turn it into a foot. 5 more minutes. Well, those of you just realize in the long-term plan of ClayShare next year, we do plan to expand and add more machines, add employees, actually get another location, which we move the machines to. And we'll be expanding ClayShare's rolling pin line. But that won't happen until next year because I got to finish building my studio this year. And once we get that done, we're going to expand it, and that will be happening for you all. So there will be plenty of rolling pins coming. So this year, yes, get them if you can, but please do not despair or get upset. You know, we will keep making as many as we can. But next year, we have big plans to really grow and expand the business. I figure to meet demand, I need 7 laser machines. And I won't tell you what a laser machine costs, but it's probably more than your car because it's terrifying when you look at them to get the kind we need for the volume we do. So, that's next year, folks. I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to wait to tell you guys till we get closer to next year, but so many people are messaging me about the rolling pins right now. And I know everybody they want to get them. And we'll make it happen for you all. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and just smooth this out. Now, with this form and this piece of clay, since it's pretty big, we're really not going to be able to flip it over right now, sadly, because if we do, it's going to slump. I mean, I can flip it over. I'm just going to clean up my mess. I got a little overzealous with my slipping and scoring here. I can flip it over, it'll sag, and then I'll flip it back just to give you an idea. But the way these ends are, you can see I've got a little extra clay. And you know, you could use one of the spacers. So why don't we flip it over? I'll give you a little quick show of what it would look like. And then I will flip it back, and I'll put a spacer on it when I do that. What do you guys think? You're one of the 70-year-olds who waited till you retired, but you're still doing it now though, right? Yeah. I love that you're doing it though. I cannot keep a secret. So look what we have. Look at how beautiful this is. And the ends are gonna sag right now because the clay is way too wet. It does need to flip over, but this gives you the idea of what we're gonna get, right? I mean, you can see how great this design, it has a bit of a country or folk flair to it with this cloud design. So let's flip it back over because it's not good to, this is not suggested for removing the form. I usually remove it the next day. So people always ask, how long do I let them set up? I let them set up the next day. You're excited to watch ClayShare grow. We've grown so much since we started. It's crazy where we are. But we just keep at it and working and growing and, you know, filling the, you know, meeting the demands that everybody has. And so I'm actually going to turn this more into like it's almost going to be a bowl. It's a deep dish. So I'm just taking my sponge and I'm just going to let that side wall come down just till it touches the board. And it's going to change the look. And I will film taking this out of the form tomorrow. And I'll put that video up because it does need to sit overnight. But you can see, you're not limited. You know, you can use any shape you want to make plates. You don't think you have to use the round ones. Don't think you have to use the hex, although I almost used the hexagon for this. And I have used it in this before, and it looks great. So this is going to sit. That's it. That's rim templates. Woo! Wow. All right. So, you know, if there's any questions you have about what we were doing today and I didn't answer your questions, reach out to us. We have a giveaway coming up. I'm going to be back in 15 minutes. And
it'll take a little longer than that. All the new ones.
We got all those, yeah. So about 15 minutes. I have to go get the cake. It's down in the fridge. So I got to get cake. And we're going to be eating cake and giving away prizes at about about there. Might be a few minutes late. So I'll see you all then. If you didn't enter yet, I'm sorry that it's closed because we're about to go draw the winners. But just for future reference, sign up for ClayShare's emails. That's how you get entered in our giveaways. Premium members of ClayShare are always automatically entered, so you guys don't have to worry about a thing. You're in. You just got to sit back and relax and enjoy all of the prizes that might be coming your way. Oh, and if you didn't get a rolling pin this morning, we're giving away 5 of them in just a few minutes. So 5 people will get their choice of rolling pins. You don't have to have this one. You don't have to. You can get another one.